Too much.
Thank you.
Too much.
As usual, we're going to start with a little bit of primer. We're using the All-Star Primer by ColourPop. We're going to gently massage that in. So your homegirl's face is going through it this week. So I'm going to use some red concealer to put underneath my eyes to color correct my eye bags. And then I'm going to use a green concealer to color correct the red blemishes on my face. So with my menstrual cycle and having just a long, tiring, stressful week, my face is really showing how my week went this week. So I'm going to color correct them babies and get that face flawless for this beat though. Now I'm going to take a wet beauty blender and blend those concealers out.
That's what you tell everybody.
That's what they all say. Dance break!
Oh, you done? Oh.
So after blending out my concealers, I am now going to go in with my regular concealer. It is a ColourPop concealer. I'll make sure I put the shade and all that other good, wonderful information down in the description. And yeah, so you don't be sleeping on what I'm using.
Now they ready to go turn in the pilot in the LAPD cop.
But I'm gonna tell you. As I contour.
Ah, look at us. Aren't we just the cutest? I know, girl, I know. Anyway, back to contouring. Next, I am going to use a dark brown concealer. Like I said, I'll also mention what shade I'm using in the comments. I mean, not the comment, the description, so you know what I am using for everything. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of went concealer crazy with this face. I don't think I usually put this much concealer on, but today I was just in the mood and I was feeling it. So we are just going to take a damp beauty blender and start blending some of that product out. In certain parts of this video, I did decide to mute it out because we were watching Snowfall in the background. There is a lot of curse words and graphic scenes, so I didn't want that to get my video stripped down, or I don't know. I just wanted to take heed to that. So I'm just only allowing snippets of the TV show to play in the background, just in case you was wondering. With the same damp beauty blender, we are just going to go back over the blending, just making sure that everything is nice and married together, nice blended out and even, and nothing looking cray-cray, and we don't have no dark contour in the bottom of my jaw, not blended out. We just want to make sure our life is together before we proceed. Next, we are going to use some pressed powder. I am going to use the Milani pressed powder. If you have not seen my review on the Milani pressed powder, do make sure you go check that out as well on my page. Now I'm taking the highlight and contour palette by Profusion, and I am going to contour the bridge of my nose. Well, my whole nose all together. I rarely do this, but again, I had time today, so I was with the shit. So I'm going to take the edge of a makeup applicator, basically like a foundation applicator, and flip it over to the flat side, and I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose with the darkest contour color. I think, you know what, this is not even the darkest in this shade. I used the medium one because the darkest in the shade is like, it's too dark for me. So I used the medium shade, and I'm going to use that to contour my nose. Now I'm going to take the lightest shade in the contour palette and go down the middle of my nose and underneath of my eyes to create that nice highlight. I want it to be like bah in your face. You know what I'm saying? I want my highlight to be popping, my contours to reach the greatest heights of the greatest heights. That's what I want for myself.
Please let me go. No, itchy.
We thought it was so funny that in the show Snowfall, the character Leon's girlfriend calls him Lee, and that's what I call my boyfriend because his name is Leon, except for I call him Lily. Now I am going to just dab, gently dab that dark contour shade. Like I said, that shade was too dark for me, but I was like, you know what, I want to play with fire, so I'm just going to dab just a little bit onto my cheekbones and on the top of my forehead. So I'm basically mixing it between the medium shade and the darkest shade, the darkest just being one little pat of that shade, because I don't want it to be crazy. I don't want a really super harsh dark contour that I can't blend out.
She big man.
I have sprayed a little bit of setting spray onto my contour brush, and I am going to start blending out that contour and that under eye highlight, as well as my nose, my forehead, and my chin. It's time to bake that under eye. So I am going in with my Fenty loose powder in the shade Honey and taking still a damp beauty blender and placing that underneath my eye and gently patting that into the skin. You don't want to smear or drag the brush or the beauty blender across your skin. You want to gently pat and get it really worked into your skin. Like I said, you don't want to drag. That creates lines, that creates wrinkles. It's not good for your skin. You're just pulling and tugging at your skin. So gently place some setting powder underneath your eye with small tapping motions.
Drinking and doing makeup. Thanks. I got something.
I'm going to take some more setting powder and go along the outside edges of my nose where I put the dark contour. And I am also going to contour the middle of my forehead as well as my chin.
Don't be getting crazy in there with my drink now.
I'm just going to take a smaller contour brush and blend out that setting powder and also underneath my eyes. Like I said, just bringing everything together. I decided to add a little bit more setting powder as well and go down the, I guess the inseam of my cheek. I really wanted my cheekbones to kind of like pop out there with that contour.
They knew he was coming back. They knew he was coming back. She told him that nothing good was gonna come for this.
I am using It's My Ray Ray palette by BH Cosmetics, and I am using the shade Friday to pack onto my lids, because who doesn't love Friday, right? Right.
Boys, if he would have listened from jump and stayed his ass in college, then he would have been over there living his best life in college. But no, he had to be a little gangbanger, sell drugs and whatnot.
In the same palette, I'm going to use the shade Sunset to blend out Friday. So I'm just going to go along the edge of Friday and just kind of pack that color in and start blending that out as well. Using one of my concealers, I am going to now create my cut crease to lay on top the shade Angel. That is going to be in the same palette as well. So the beauty of this look is that all of these colors are in the palette. You don't have to go and sift through multiple palettes to try to obtain this look. Like I said, I am taking the shade Angel from the same palette and laying that down on top of where I place my concealer for my cut crease. And we're just going to get that eye popping. Excuse my face, y'all. I think I just have like a resting bitch face or something. Like, I think that's just me being so focused on to what I'm doing that I don't realize the faces that I'm making while I'm doing my makeup. So yeah. And one thing I did notice from the first eye is that I think I packed more of this angel onto the second eye versus the first eye. So I'm just going back to touch up that first eye. Nothing wrong with adding a little touch up as you go along. After Angel, I'm going to use CoverGirl's Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow to lay on top of Angel. I really want to give it a nice metallic-y shimmer, even though it already has that, but I just figured in my head, it's never too much shimmer. So I'm going to do something a little different here. Instead of using eyeliner, I'm going to use Brownie Bite, the darkest contour shade that's in the It's My Ray Ray palette. And I'm going to take a angled eyeliner brush and gently stamp that dark, rich brown into or onto my lash line to create that eyeliner effect. So I'm still going to create a wing out of the Brownie Bite. I just felt like it's such a nice smoky brown color that I was willing to take a risk on this and see if it'll work for eyeliner. I also took some of the Brownie Bite and put it at the bottom of my waterline as well. I didn't get it in my eye, of course, because you don't want it in our eye, but as close to your waterline as possible. Again, I wanted it to be like a nice smoked out brown. So I did keep going over the brown over and over just to make sure that I get it as dark as I am satisfied with. I was able to successfully achieve this wing eyeliner, and it looked freaking fantastic, more than I thought it was going to be. So now I'm going to take some white eyeliner and put that on my waterline to make my eyes pop out and look more enlarged. I don't know why I like to make my eyes look enlarged sometimes, to add for that dramatic effect, even though my eyeballs are already big. But hey, I'm now going to take some setting spray and set the makeup. I'm also going to take a beauty blender to help blend everything together. It never hurts to go back over your makeup and add a little extra time blending. It never hurts. You just want to make sure that everything is blended out, that there's no hard lines, there's no sitting products. Just, it just never hurts to take a few extra minutes just to go over your makeup. To add some dramatic to this look, I'm going to pop on some lashes. Again, I will put everything that I'm using in the description box so you guys will know what's going on. I'm now going to go with the It's My Ray Ray palette for the highlighters. I love this palette. Like I said, it has everything you need in it. You don't have to keep trying to switch in and out to get different things. Your highlighter, your contour, your eyeshadows. Just everything's all in one palette for you, baby. So now I'm just adding a little bit of highlighter to my nose, my forehead, my cheeks. Then I'm going to put on some lipstick and wrap this look up.